If I had to start all over again and I had completely no experience and I wanted to make the next $10, $20, $30,000 as soon as possible by wholesaling houses, this is exactly what I would do. What I'm going to do is show you exactly how you can create a stupid, simple, easy, and repeatable wholesaling real estate business in 2025 so you can just make deals on autopilot. You're never going to ask yourself after this video, I don't know how to get a deal, I don't know where to find a deal, and probably the most important part is I'm never going to complain again after this about saying that wholesaling is hard. Wholesaling is so stupid easy. My name is Zach Ginn. I've done over 2,500 wholesaling real estate deals in the past 8 years, and I'm here to show you exactly how you could start getting your first deal and probably deals every single month. It is an easy and systematic business so you can start getting cash and making money. So if you don't know what wholesaling real estate is, again, this is us finding ugly houses, putting it under contract, and then selling it to a rich landlord house flipper for a finder's fee or a profit. If you don't know about this, I got a free course called freewholesaling.com. But let's kind of get into this. Let's get stuck into this and show you exactly step by step how to get into wholesaling real estate. Now, in wholesaling real estate, there are two camps on how you get in this business, how you could start making money, how you could start getting rich. Now, we have camp number one, and this is the model I think I recommend for you to do. This is what I call the easy way. Okay, there's a easy way to get into wholesaling, a way that actually makes us a stupid amount of money, a way where we can get deals, we don't have to spend much money, and overall, we're pretty dang happy. Now, there is another way here where it's what I like to call, let's make it black here. It is called the hard way. I call it the hard way. Some people call it the guru way. I call it the guru way. But there is a guru way and an easy way to get in wholesaling real estate. Now, I am not a shy person. I have been somebody who's always made fun of gurus, that has never liked these wholesaling gurus that tell you you got to spend $7,000, $9,000, $10,000 on a program, then drop $5,000 a month in marketing. As a guy that spends a lot of money in marketing, I understand the importance of spending a lot of money in marketing, but the tactics really are just to sell you and gain money, not really to help you out. So let's kind of talk about this, and this is not an ego rant, this is just a rant I'm going to show you. If you search wholesaling real estate on the internet, you're going to find two different camps. You're going to have internet creators showing you how to get deals that cost no money, they don't funnel you into programs, and then you got the ways that funnel you into expensive programs. Now, talking about what I call the hard way, again, the hard way of getting into wholesaling real estate, especially with no experience, is first and foremost, spend $6,000 on what they call a discovery call. Now, I'm just giving you all these secrets. If a person telling you this usually has a suit jacket, you're screwed, you're cooked. Number two, if you have to go have a system that tells you if you're not spending $5,000 a month, you are not a, quote, real player. These are like red flag words. If you really want to be a real player in this game, you actually want to be a serious wholesaler, you need to spend $5,000 a month. You're going to start hearing these, right? You're going to hear words like, number one, novations. You're going to hear PPL, you're going to hear PPC, you are going to hear the word agency in there. Guys, these are all code words for I'm here to take a lot of money from you. Now, novation's not really a way. You could have no money, make money doing that. There are some JV novation people, but I'd say stay away, especially as a beginner. Just be very, very careful. And probably the worst thing you're going to hear from somebody is telling you to trust them. And this is just a general JV. Trust me, bro, is probably the worst thing you can do when getting started in this business. If somebody comes to you and says, bro, just trust me, let's do the deal together, you are going to lose your butt on a JV deal. You're going to lose your butt on anybody who tells you to trust them with a wholesaling deal. These are all systems that are making you spend a bunch of money. If you look at having a team, if someone's telling you to go hire VAs, right? If somebody's telling you to go like right here and create a crazy system that's automated and all this fancy schmancy stuff, like Be careful. And probably the last one, and I'm not even trying to be funny, if you see a boat or jet, run, okay? I know a lot of 6 and 7 figure wholesalers. I know wholesalers who make $8, $9, $10 million a year. None of them tell you that you should be on a yacht or a jet and that's how you make the money. They don't brag about this stuff. The stuff they actually do is wholesaling. And so you're gonna find the hard way, the ways that are gonna be told on social media of how you do it right. Be very, very careful. This is the hard way to get into wholesaling. Spend $5 grand, do all this stuff, novations, paper leads. This is actually gonna be outlawed very, very soon. You just be very, very, very careful. And probably, again, I keep saying last, but this is actually the last thing, is kind of what I call the spray and pray method, okay? I call it the spray and pray method of wholesaling, which used to work. It's not one of my favorites, but I'm gonna highlight this and I'm gonna circle it because this is a method I think a lot of wholesaling gurus, social media personalities tell you that is just going to leave you broke. What I mean by this is, first and foremost, they're gonna be telling you to pull 10,000 lists, 10,000 leads, maybe like a 10,000 high equity list or something like that. They're gonna tell you to cold call that list of 10,000 random properties as a beginner. They're gonna tell you that you're gonna have to get a VA to text that list and then have a team of 3 to 5 VAs that are gonna go do all this for you. And the system's like $4K a month with their team members. It really costs them $2. They get 50% residuals. And this is what I call the spray and pray method. Hey, go to this software, pull a list, call them, and that's how you do it. Usually you gotta pay for skip tracing included with this, right? This is the spray and pray method. This is a method people have been using for a while in 2018, 2019, right? This was working pretty dang well for me in wholesaling real estate. But this is not a method anybody should be doing right now in 2025. You're gonna see repeated ends. These are people who have not done deals in a while. Be very, very careful. In 2025, we have a lot easier options. Life has become a lot easier. We have the internet, we have systems, we have JV partners, we have all these great things for us to start doing some more wholesaling deals. What I'm gonna tell you, the easy way to get into wholesaling right now are going to be what we call free lists. These are lists nobody wants to tell you about, right? These are going to be basically, I'm going to put it right here, we call these government lists. These are lists you get from the government. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is, first of all, yes, you can pay for software, you can use systems, and they're great as a beginner if you have the budget for it. But do not feel like if you do not have the budget, you are going to lose out. You are going to struggle. You are not going to become successful. I want you and everybody really go out here and understand that you do not have to spend a bunch of money to get in this business. And especially if you have money, you should be going after these niche out lists. Unfortunately, there's more wholesalers than ever getting in this business right now, and you're going to absolutely struggle if you're using the spray and pray method, the crazy systems, right? And the point is you gain the skills, you figure out what's working, and then we go crazier on actually what will work from there. Now, on top of this too, we are going to basically use Google Voice. This is a great beginner strategy, a strategy that works really good. This is a free dialer, a free system. If we just get consistent on this, then we can start getting dialers and things like this. On top of this too, and I think something very extremely important for really anybody looking to get started, are what we call earned lists. Now, if you're in a market like Houston, Texas, right, this is probably something you should highlight more than ever. Because you got to remember, if you're in Houston, Texas, there are 2, 3, 4, 500 18-year-olds trying to get a wholesaling deal. Hate to break it to you, that's where we're at right now in wholesaling real estate. And every single one of these 18-year-old kids are going out here, pulling a property list from the internet, right? They are skip tracing it with some company, and then they're just blasting it. And you're like, well, dude, I'm like the 5th guy to call this vacant property list today. Like, what am I gonna do? The problem is you need to start niching down. You gotta get lists that these people can't do. And one thing on earned lists is gonna be like driving for dollars. You get a list from driving that nobody else gets, you can do a lot better. Heck, even door knocking at pre-foreclosure, right? This is old school strategies that worked in like 2018, 2019 that are making a resurgence because it's hard. It's not easy. So I'm masking easy. Easy, yeah, it's the results are easy. The chance of success is easy, but there's a little bit more work involved, but you're not really spending money and you're doing a lot better. So guys, I want you to understand that there's a grind to this, but there is a reason for this. Now, on top of this too, we are going to, again, niche everything down. We're really get into the niche lists, the niche markets, and we're gonna find niched out buyers, right? We're gonna go to the for rent section. We're actually gonna find all the buyers we possibly can in Facebook groups. And the last but not least thing here is we are gonna be one of the most well-networked wholesalers out here. The old way, the guru way of getting into wholesaling real estate is to spend $6,000 for a mastermind community to go network with other 6 and 7 figure wholesalers. You get their information, you network, you JV, you get connections, and that's how you did it. You used to have to spend $10,000. Now I have a Discord. It's called ZachDiscord.com. You can network like crazy in there. We currently have over 11,000 people in that Discord. And that is where you introduce yourself. Hey, who's in Houston, Texas? I'm in Houston. Well, tell me what's working. Well, let's collaborate together and do deals together, guys. JVs are the thing of the future, and they're becoming more and more prevalent now. And you can actually get in rooms with other people for free, guys. So you can start doing wholesaling deals. It is absolutely amazing. We shout out to Destiny. She made $25,000 on Friday, and she was sharing her story inside of the Discord calls that we do, and they're free. I don't make no money. I do make money. I do JV deals, by the way, in there. But like, guys, this is the future. So the easy way of wholesaling is not complicated. We get lists that these guys, 95% of wholesalers don't do. But the deals that they do, when they blast out 20,000, they're usually on here, right? Probates are a big one, right? I'm gonna put probates specifically under government list because that's something I think everyone should be doing in here. I was interviewed a couple weeks ago, and some guy asked me, he said, Zach, why are the people that follow your channel, subscribe to you, listen to you, follow you, why when they do a first deal, their first deal is over always 25,000, 30,000. Heck, you had a guy on the other day that made 60 grand his first deal. And when I get people that follow me and pay me, their first deal is always 10 grand. And it's a very funny question. And the reason is because we're not going after lists that the average person is going after. We're going after extremely motivated properties that you cannot buy from a software. You're getting something that is niched out and costs no money at all. These are secret strategies that have been going on since the 1910s, 20s, and 30s in the United States of America that I have revitalized ever since I came on YouTube on the scene there, and it is getting people rich. And so there's an easy route and a hard route to get started in this business. I'm telling everybody, you choose the easy plan. This is a plan, it ain't cheap, but it's a plan that works. So now we gotta figure out, okay, we know what to do here. Whoa, how do we get started? What do we do? Guys, if you're a beginner, there are 3 budgets that we probably have, and we gotta figure out exactly what is our attack plan, what is our game plan here. First and foremost, if you have $0, that's rough. That is not easy, but it is easy to get deals without any money at all if you have a solid game plan, which we're gonna go over today. You might have $100 a month. I'm promising you that is a lot less hours of work. It is a lot simpler, and really it's more plug and play, but you don't have to go do that, right? You can, if you have $0, that's okay. And then we have people that I would probably call them fix and flippers, creative finance junkie type guys that, you know, they make money in real estate. Maybe them are like 6-figure realtors and they're just looking to get in this business and they want to invest $500 and really get the best return on their investment. And most likely, if they have a job, a return on their time. So we got to kind of go over these 3 budgets and see exactly what's going on. Can everybody tell me who is watching this? Okay. Guys, everybody ask me, what budget are you currently on? Are we on $0 per month budget? Are we on the $100 a month per budget or the $500 a month budget? Which budget option? Please let me know which ones. Put in the comments. I'm actually curious to see What budgets are y'all in? Please tell me there, and also let me know what market you're in. Network in the chat, guys. We love to see it. We love to see everybody working on here. We got some $100 a month. We got some $0 a month. That's awesome seeing everybody in here. So love to see it, love to see it. Okay, so I think the vast majority of everybody in here is either between $100 or $0. The reason why I say you don't need to have one, it does help, is some people, if you even have a full-time job, you can scrape $100 for the month together. Nowhere else on YouTube, someone's really gonna tell you $100 works, right? So we got a couple budgets on here, so I think we can make them all work. So let's kind of go over the $0. Let's make it red because things are getting dire. I'm kind of dubbing this the grind method. When you tell me you have no money, you have to give something up if you have no money. There is a cost, right? So if you want like the least amount of time, I would probably say the 500. Now, if you have some time and not much money, $100 probably going to be, if I'm doing a quote easy, I'd probably do 100. This is the hardest one. That's not bad. That is not bad at all, but I will tell everybody in here, okay, we see the budgets, we see everyone's at. I will tell you, if you are spending no money, you're going to have to spend something in return. And the cost of having no money is time. You're going to have to put a lot more time in this business to make up for no money. You're going to put less time in here to get a deal, and there's way less time here to get a deal. But of course, there are two resources in wholesaling. There's time and money. If you do not have time, you cannot get a deal. It does not work. If you do not have any money, that's okay. You just need to put in time. Now, if you don't have a lot of time, but some time and a lot of money, you can do a deal. The point is, if you have no money, you can still do deals because you have time. If you have no time, there's nothing you can do. So let's kind of get into what I call the grind method. This is not an easy method, but this is one that'll get you deals. So let's kind of talk the first one. What is the first thing we got to be doing here? Number one, we got to put at least 3,000 government lists for the month. Whoa! 3,000 government lists for the month. I swear to you, that sounds easy. It is not. These are probates, code violations, water shutoff, the tax liens, the pre-foreclosure list, the probates. Guys, you could throw Drawing for Dollars in there. I could really care less. Anything that's niched out. But 3,000 is a lot. A lot of you guys can only probably pull 1,000, 1,500, throw in some condemned properties, throw in the arrest record list, right? We could probably scrape at least 1,500, 2,000 if we can. But really, that is our bread and butter because that is probably going to equal around 30,000 paid lists if we really have to break it all together here, right? And what we're going to do is we are going to hit this with what we call the triple tap system. So we are going to hit this list with what I call the triple tap system. The reason we're calling this the triple tap system is there's a new video game out, Black Ops, I think 6. As a teenager who's played all of the Call of Duty games, right, as a little kid, right, you got double tap, triple tap, right? Don't know if that's YouTube appropriate to say, but basically you hit the target twice, you're more likely to hit it, right? Versus one time. And if you get hit 3 times, that works a lot better. So I'm calling this the triple tap system. We've kind of been talking about this last week a little more. I kind of called it the double tap system, but this is triple tap. That means we're hitting the lead 3 times. Woo, that's a lot of hits. But honestly, this is definitely going to be a way where you're going to get deals and you're doing stuff that the average wholesaler is not doing. So what is the triple tap system? You got your bow and arrow, wink, wink, and you go pop, pop, pop. You hit 3 times. So what is the first hit of our government list, right? So the first hit of the triple tap system is going to be a cold call. Pretty simple, right? A cold call. Not that difficult to do. We're going to call the seller up via Google Voice because honestly, that's all we can afford, and that's fine. Number 1 is going to be a cold call. Number 2, if they don't pick up the call, we are going to leave them a text. To Google Voice, you can actually text for free. Go to freewholesaling.com. We teach you how to do it right there. Again, some people say I talk too fast. Freewholesaling.com. Let me put it right here. I'm going to erase it. But I have a free course. It's called freewholesaling.com. the word free, and the word wholesaling.com. The word free, and then the word wholesaling.com. Free, wholesaling.com. That is my website where I teach wholesaling for free. If you want to learn my texting scripts, everything out there is absolutely free. YouTube doesn't let me do live texting anymore, but on the free course, I'm able to do it in there because I own the platform. So number 3 here is going to be, I want to hear, guys, what do you think the third part of the triple tap system is? Kind of curious to know, what do you guys think the third part is? If we have a lead and we want to get the deal, right, we're going to call them. Now they don't answer the call. Obviously, we're going to leave a voicemail if we can. Then we're going to text them. Now, if they don't answer a call, they don't answer a text, what are we going to do after that? What's the third point of attack to make sure we get a deal? And I'm not saying voicemail. What is it? Okay, and let's see how many live streams y'all have been on here and how many do you guys know? Because if you know this, you're going to get a deal. So some people are saying email. That's actually a good idea. I actually really like the email. I will say it's going to get a little more difficult to send the correct offer if we do an ROS email. It's a lot less automated. How are we going to get their email? You can do it. What I would say is we're broke and you told me that you're willing to grind. So we're going to go a little crazy. Now, if there's 2 options, okay? There's the semi-free option and the semi-paid. So if you're like broke, like Zach, I live in Brooklyn, New York. I'm wholesaling in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I got no money. Okay, then if we're going to do that, we are going to email them. Okay, we're going to email them. Now, if you are not broke, or you're broke, but you're like, I got $5 broke, I would strongly encourage you to do a reverse drawing for dollars sticky note. You just leave a little note on the door, says, hey, take a sticky note, literally go to their house, slap a sticky note on the door, and say, hey, this is Zach. I had a quick question about your property. Please give me a call back. I'm telling you, if you leave a seller a text, a call, and a sticky note, you are extremely, I would say with at least 60 to 70% accuracy, you're going to get a hold of them. When the average wholesaler is probably going to get a hold of 20 to 30%. That means you're getting in front of twice as many sellers as the average person. Emails are cool and all. The response rates are not the best. Open rates are at best 25, 30%. You're closer to 50, 60, 70, 80% on the reverse drawing for dollars sticky note there. That is the main issue we have. Not the worst. Email's a little better on an automated system, but email or reverse drawing for dollars sticky note, that is going to be our bread and butter getting started in here. I could tell everybody watching this, that is what I would do. That's really what I like to do. And I'm telling you right now, that is kind of like where the money's at right now. If you can call the sellers, if you can text the seller, and then hit them with a sticky note triple tap system, you're going to do really good. Guys, there are people who sell sticky note courses, drawing for dollars courses for $8,000 to $9,000. And I'm giving you this info for free. Why? Because it works, it gets me money, but also you need to do this, guys. If you have no money, if you complain, it's like, don't even have $100 to spend. You need to, it's not like, oh, that's nice to do it out. You have to do it. You're broke. You can't afford not to do it. Life is too short. You are running out of time. This is it. This is your moment. If you are not doing this, you are staying broke. And you are not watching this to stay broke. You're not watching this to look at this little pretty face. You're watching this because you want to make a dang change in your life. And the only way you are going to make a change in your life is if you get on your butt and start getting to work. Call the seller, text the seller, put a sticky note, send them an email, and change your life. You were literally one call away from a $40,000 deal. You are one call away from your whole life changing. So what is stopping you from doing this? I know a lot of people, when I tell them this little system, they say, oh, that's nice, but you know what? I don't feel like it. If you give me the whole SpongeBob, I don't feel like a thing, I am going to slap you across the face virtually and tell you cannot afford not to do it. You have to do it. You have a duty to yourself to actually make a change. And the only way you change is to eliminate the excuse stopping you from actually doing what will get you rich. Now, the only reason I'm trying to push the people who tell me they have no money is because you're the one who I need to talk to the most. If you have no money, you have no other options. You have no other place to go. Where else do we go from the bottom? Where else do we go? We got nowhere else to go except for even making more money. So what are you waiting for? Who are you waiting for? Do you want to get more broke? Do you want to be homeless on the street? Is that going to make you actually start doing deals? What are you actually going to finally start doing? I'm waiting. Let's get rich. Let's start making some money. You're not watching this because you think I have the coolest voice possible. This is time to actually start getting deals. And the reason I'm saying, if you're playing Call of Duty and you're doing your little blah, 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 guys, just get off the... I swear. If I knew where you lived, I would go take your Xbox, throw it in the middle of the river or the lake, and actually say, okay, now all this time you're spending on your stupid Xbox, on your TikTok and your Instagram, if you use it to a system like this, you can make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in a month. Get off your lazy butt and start getting to work. Okay, so now we know exactly how to get going on a system like this. Now, on top of this, you are not done yet. We have two other things we have to do if you have no money, okay? The next part here is we are going to be sending 60 reverse Facebook hack ads, out. Reverse Facebook hack ads. And you might be like, what's a reverse Facebook hack ad? Well, I used to call these digital bandit signs. People did not like the name for some reason, so I changed them to reverse Facebook ad hacks or reverse hacking Facebook ads, whatever you want to call them. But these are basically ads we put on Facebook that cost no money at all that we throw onto Google. We go into Facebook groups and then we go out here and do it. We can use Google Gemini for exactly what to put in there. But basically what we do is we go to Facebook groups. We make posts saying, hey, this is Zach. You know, I actually just caught a bass the other day in the bass fishing group and just seeing if I can catch another real estate deal. I'm looking to buy some more real estate. And what you do is you basically post ads in Facebook groups with 50, 60, 70,000 people in niched out Facebook groups. It's an amazing way. People used to sell $5,000 or $6,000 programs on this that I tell you to do absolutely for free. Knock, 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 freewholesaling.com. That's how you do it. Now, on top of this too, we got one last thing. And one thing that I'm pretty big on, I'm going to actually make this blue so we actually can pay some attention to this. But we're going to do 1,000 cold JV reach outs. Guys, we have to stop being so lonely in wholesaling. We have to stop being like, oh, I'm a lone wolf. I'm a Sigma guy. These Gen Z terms really freak me out sometimes. But a lot of you guys have dubbed yourself lone wolves. And you think that's like a cool thing. But you're like the guy from The Hangover with the beard. Like, you think you're a cool lone wolf, but you're just not. You're just weird. And the thing is, you're better in a wolf pack by yourself than being a lone wolf. And so join a wolf pack, and not to be like weird, but like actually talk to other wholesalers in your area. Talk to other wholesalers around the country. I don't know why this is such a weird concept, but like if you talk to other people who are trying to get it in another market, you can keep yourself accountable. Because I can promise you this, that your circle of influence, your friends, wherever you're at in your high school, college, your drinking buddies, whatever it is, you go to concerts together, right? They are not having the same goals as you. They don't want to be at the same place you want to be in the next 10 years. You want to be driving a Lambo on some cool penthouse, probably on a boat, ironically, right? Like you want some really nice things in life, and you want to buy your mom a house, right? You want to not work a job. Like you want all these crazy things that only crazy people want, right? You actually want to get rich, right? And the thing about this is your friends don't want that. They want the job, they want the easy 401k, and they want to make 40 grand for the rest of their life. And you're watching this because you're different. You're a different person, right? You want more out of your life. You know you're destined for something more. And you're not going to live a regular old life. You're going to live a life that is well-meaning. You're going to live a life on your terms, and you're going to live a life where you become rich. And talking to your friends that don't have the same goals, it gets lonely. You're going to get discouraged a lot. So go to zachdiscord.com, be with tens of thousands of people that want to actually see you succeed, that actually want to encourage you, that actually stay accountable with each other. That's what you got to do. So let's erase freewholesaling.com right here, and let's talk about a $100 budget. Now, I am telling you this, and I'm going to get my bias out of the way. Okay, let me give my bias. Okay, so if you give me $100, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I would instruct you to do. Now, if you really look at any other wholesaling software for what I'm gonna teach you, there's software involved in this. Every other wholesaling software is over $100 a month. If you wanna get a software that has free unlimited skip tracing, right, that actually provides phone numbers included with your thing, right, because some softwares are $90 a month, then you have to spend $40 a month for the skip tracing. If you only had $100, right, there's only one software, I kid you not, there's only one software for under $100 a month. You get unlimited free skip tracing, a Drawing for Dollars app, platforms, e-signing, all these things, right? Like heck, if you're a virtual wholesaler and you want an e-signing service and you want to pull data and comping, there's nothing for over 100 except for the one I'm saying. And here's my bias. I'm going to tell you this. Rip me in the chat if you want. But yes, I own the software. So the truth is, I'm so sick of how every other wholesaling software does their stuff. All of them has increased their prices by 50% since they started. And now, to this day, if it wasn't for my software, there would be no software for under $100 that had skip tracing included for free and had e-signing. So yeah, sue me, be mad at me, rip me all you want. But yeah, okay. So just, my bias aside, let's get into this. You switch it with any software you want, but just understand if you want to include your software you like instead, it is going to be above $100 a month. Sorry, just telling you the dang truth here. So what I would do, and this is Zach with his bias, in the comments you can change your bias if you want, but personally what I would do was I would go, and you see this list of 3,000 government lists, I'd move them back here. So I would do the same 3,000 government list, right? Oh, you thought I was gonna say something different. No. Guys, you do not get away from the government lists. These are the money makers. And the one thing about government lists you have to understand is there's government lists produced every single day, new ones, fresh ones. This is really important, okay? Like I'm just telling you now. What I'm gonna do is step one, I'm going to pull the same government same government lists. Now, what we're gonna do is we are going to continue the same triple tap system. Now you're like, wait, where does this $100 a month go towards? Okay, well, let me tell you the main difference that I did not tell you about and the difference between two systems. So if you want to go out here and get the phone numbers, right? So if you want to get these skip trace phone numbers to 3,000 government lists, let me know, chat. I'm curious to see what you guys say. How much time would it take you to skip trace 3,000 government lists on a free website? What would it be? Let me write down pretty much my favorite my favorite skip tracing website with no money. It is called cyberbackgroundchecks.com or truepeoplesearch.com. Cyberbackgroundchecks.com. Hopefully everyone can read this. Can everybody read this? Let me know if you can. And then I'll put it right here, truepeoplesearch.com. Truepeoplesearch.com. Boom. Okay, you have cyberbackgroundchecks.com and truepeoplesearch.com. It would probably take you, some people are saying a month, some people are saying a week. I would probably say if you go copy paste, you could probably get a thing skip traced in about 10 seconds if you're like insane, right? So we're gonna give yourself 20 seconds to copy and paste. So if it takes you 20 seconds, 3,000, 60,000 minutes, 1,000 hours, geez Louise, man. If it took you 10, wait, those are seconds, minutes, hold on. So if you did 3,000, each one took you 20 seconds to do, 1,000 minutes, so about, I'd probably say 25, 30 hours if you're crazy, but some people say a minute a lead, so it's up to you. It most likely would take you, let me know in the chat, I'm kind of curious, it would probably take you at least a week or 2 weeks of work. So I would probably say a solid 100 hours if you're crazy to go skip trace it. You have to manually go inside this website. It's cyberbackgroundchecks.com and it's truepeoplesearch.com. That's how you do it. Now, if you wanted to go do the guru way, right, you could go to a website, I'm not gonna name any, and they will charge you around 10 cents for skip tracing. What is 10 cents skip tracing for 3,000 government list costs? Drum roll please, go use your free software for this. It will cost you $300 a month. Bro, come on. So yeah, we're cooked on that budget, right? So unfortunately, you're cooked if you use a free wholesaling software to spend the 10 cents because it's $300. It's way too much. So what we do here is we are going to spend $97 a month for a website called xleads.com. This is the one I own. xleads.com. If you want it, it will come with 15,000 skip trace records for free. That's what it is. Skip tracing downloads starts December 1st, and that is when most of the XLeads downloads will start, right? I just announced it, pretty dang cool. So $97 a month, you get XLeads. That is what I do. It will skip trace all 3,000 of these, and you have 12,000 extra after that. So pretty dang cool. That's what it is. Yeah, that's it. So what we're going to do here is also, the reason XLeads is really cool, and the reason why I'm telling you if I had $100 what I do. Number one, we are going to be using the included, I call it the XLeads Google Voice Dialer. What this means is if you go to xleads.com, the actual demo video is in there where I actually show you how I go inside it. XLeads use a Google Voice Dialer. But you can literally just pop up the lead. It has the phone number on there, skip traced. You click it, it goes straight into Google Voice and just starts dialing like that. So it is a free Google Voice Dialer. Unfortunately, if you didn't hear, you'd have to type in 561-111-3474. And actually just click it, boom, dial, good to go. So number one, it has what we call the XLeads Google Voice Dialer. If you have PC, you're gonna have to connect your Google Chrome as the app of choice with that, and it should work. Or email support at XLeads and they'll help you out. But the XLeads Google Voice Dialer for the cold calling. On top of that too, for the texting, I would probably stick with just the regular Google Voice texting on here too. We don't have that crazy of a budget to be doing it. So still Google Voice texting on that end. Go to freewholesaling.com. It's all in there how to do it. And then number three, I would just do sticky notes. You do have Ninja mode in there, so you actually can just automate send offers via emails. Those are pretty cool, but I think we just stick to sticky notes right now. But really, just let you know, the $97 a month doesn't get you like, holy moly, we're holding your hand and the whole world changes. I'm not promising you that. What I'm saying is you don't have to spend the 100 hours to do the government list, like skip tracing, which sucks, and you have a free Google Voice Dialer included. That's where your $100 is really gonna be. So yeah, you save $3 doing that, but that's pretty much the system. Now on top of that too, what we're gonna do is we are still gonna go out here and post our digital bandit signs. So 60 posts for Facebook groups, and then on Craigslist. We're gonna use AI to do it for us. Craigslist. And then, like usual, just being honest, we are going to do 1,000 cold JV reach outs. Cool part is, you'll have, what I would probably do is if you want to JV with someone, say, hey, I can provide you 3,000 skip trace lists because you have 9,000 left over because you have 15,000 a month. You can give to a guy, and in exchange, he maybe will do a deal with you from that list he skip traces, right? So you can send out 12,000 extra skip trace records a month, all right, to other people that just in the Discord just to be a nice guy, and they'll do JV deals with you because they're gonna feel bad, and it's karma, right? The better you do. And honestly, you already paid for it, right? That's a good way to do it. Now, if we had $500, this is when things get a little crazy, right? So let's kind of break this all down and get into if you had $500. Now, there's some people here that say $500. This is kind of the easiest way. I would say this is probably what I would recommend starting out if you had a job, because you do not want to waste, time's already limited if you have a job. Putting 100, 200 hours into it is a pain. But I'm never gonna gatekeep if you had no money. Like if I had $0 at all, I lived in the Philippines. I lived somewhere in Central America, Europe, whatever. I had $0 at all virtual wholesaling. Don't even use this. I would just use this. You had no money at all. Prove it works. Now, for $500 a month, let's put green because it's going to cost some money. We do some other crazy things. Now, I'm not going to get too fancy schmancy with this. On top of this, you can do AI lists for there, but I'm not going to get in the whole thing. Okay, so what I would do here with $500 a month is, first and foremost, I would drop $150 a month into a dialer. Now, I have a dialer video of where I kind of rank the best ones. XLeads has actually a power single line dialer inside of it that costs, I believe, a penny a minute. It's pretty dang good, but when we're spending $500 a month, if our budget's like $150, $200, I'd say use the Google. I would say use Google Voice for $100. At $150, $200, I would actually use an XLeads single line power dialer in Ninja mode. But really, at $500, we can afford to be a little crazier on our marketing. So I would probably use Mojo I'd probably use Mojo Dialer. Call Tools is actually a really good one too. So I'd use Call Tools. Obviously, we're using XLeads skip tracing, right? So I'd be spending $97 a month. Sorry, this is a month on XLeads. Switch it with whatever software if you want to use another one. Don't really care, but it'll be above that. So $150 a month on the dialer, $97 a month on XLeads. Then from there, I would actually spend $200 a month on texting. So what do you mean? So XLeads actually has a texting platform. So we have a mode, it's called Ninja mode, and it's pretty dang cool. You could send for around, do the math here in my mind, it's under a penny per text. If you use Ninja mode instead of XLeads, you can send approximately, let me write this down. For $200 a month, you could approximately send 23,000 texts out. So 23,000 texts inside of XLeads, which is pretty dang cool. This is Twilio. You can change the opt-in language slightly on it. It's not like terrible. And it's probably the best budget you're gonna get in that mode, right? And then from there, like, where else are we gonna go? I mean, 23,000 texts, like, you're getting volume. I'd probably use some AI texting we have in there too, which we kind of show you. That's pretty good. And then from there, I'd probably use the $50. I probably use $50 in the month for gas, which isn't a lot. And I would try it to put at least 500 sticky notes out. And then from there, I would also additionally just add 500 Driving for Dollars leads to cold call inside the triple line dialer. And that's going to be approximately $250, $450, $500 a month. So these are the three systems that I would probably be doing. I'm gonna get out of the way so you can screenshot this, take a picture of it really quick. But if you didn't, let me turn this off really quick too. There we go, make it a little easier for you. And screenshot that for a second. There we go, we're screenshotting, good. Perfect, okay. So if we're starting out wholesaling, these are gonna be the three budgets we're doing. The grind budget, it's a work hard budget too, and then 500 for a system like this. There is no really other guru system out here that teaches you how to wholesale for $500 or below. Honestly, every other system is going to tell you to just drop a stupid amount of money pay per lead, which is going to be outlawed. So what's the point? So these are the three systems, again, to cap this and to recap this. 3,000 government lists into a triple tap system using cyber background checks or truepeoplesearch.com for the skip tracing. We're going to call them, we're going to text the lead, and then we're going to hit them third with a reverse Driving for Dollars sticky note. We're going to send 60 reverse Facebook ad hacks, and then reach out to 1,000 other fellow wholesalers. Heck, go in the live stream comments and do this. That'll help you a lot too. And then from there, we have $100 a month. We are going to be using the same government lists. We're going to have the same triple tap system, except we're going to get 15,000 downloads of skip tracing in there, $97 a month. We're going to use our XLeads Google Voice dialer. So I didn't write dialer. Pretty dang cool. And then we are going to use Google Voice for texting, slap some sticky notes on all 3,000 properties, or as many as we possibly can, post on Facebook groups, Craigslist, and then reach out to all of our JVs. And then from here, for just a little more crazy volume, what we're gonna do is use a Mojo dialer, whatever dialer we want. $97 a month for the X leads, $200 for the SMS inside of Ninja mode. No other software actually has the capability to send 23,000 texts for that price. For X leads, that is included with the skip tracing all involved. So that's why I personally say it. If you have a better software, let me know in the comments. And then $50 a month for gas. Let me write gas here. There we go. Cool. And then we're good to go. The kids call this system gas. Did I say it right? I feel like an old man. You know, I'm 25. Like, I used to be young once. I used to be young. All right. So now we kind of have the system. Now, like you see some system like that, you're like, why would I spend $5,000 a month in marketing when I just need to gain skills talking to sellers and all these things? So let's kind of erase this and talk about kind of the skill part of this business, right? Because yes, now we have the systems, we know what to do, but like first and foremost, how do we gain the skills? Again, freewholesaling.com, the free course. That is really what I'm telling everybody to be doing inside of here. That is just by far the hands down the best system to do. Again, you want skills on how to talk to sellers, everything like that. Again, freewholesaling.com. Can somebody throw it in the comments below, please? Freewholesaling.com. That is my free real estate wholesaling course. And if you want to gain skills of talking to sellers, acquisitions, all these things, go to freewholesaling.com. It will be all in there. Now, let's kind of talk about exactly, all right, well, Zach, you kind of told me what to do, but like, is there any other steps I need to know? Well, yes, there actually is some steps. Let's make it royalty purple today. Go a little crazy, but we are going to basically identify. All right. This is our identification like region in this business, and wow, right under the stupid light. But basically, we're gonna have to do some identification in this business. And so what we're gonna do is we are going to, number one, identify 6 things. Identify, number one, our market. Very important to do. We got to figure out, hey, are we in a good wholesaling market or are we in a bad wholesaling market? Number 2, we're going to identify our schedule. So do we have a good schedule for wholesaling, or does our schedule suck for wholesaling? Am I putting enough hours? Are we doing enough calls? Are we actually doing the right things to actually make money in this business? Number 3, we're going to identify the lists and figure out what lists we have and if they're working. And then number 4, we're going to identify our marketing channels, see which channels are good. And then from there, so first and foremost, list and channels. We already said government list, but we got to get more specific on what kind of channels we want and what are we going to do. So first of all, let's talk about this really. Okay, I'm going to spoil the fun. So number 1, your market. Should you stay in your local market or should you go into a virtual market? What I tell most people is if you're in a market where the average county, if the population for your county is over 100,000, good. And if the median home price in your county is below $500,000, I would be like, okay, well, let's kind of look into it, right? Is the county like really small, but like we're right by a massive place? Like, I don't know, like you're in a small county, but like right outside of Dallas, you can make it work, right? You gotta identify this. But my general rule of thumb for markets, again, a lot of people are like, Zach, you repeat this a lot. Well, I get this question asked on a daily basis. So if the county is more than 100,000 people, you are good. Gucci. And if the median home price or the mean home price is less than, I'd say, 450, you are good. There we go. So just figure out, are you in a good wholesaling market or not? So if you live in London, this doesn't work, go virtual, right? But if you're in the United States of America, right, if the county has more than 100,000 people living in it, we're good. And if the home price is less than 450,000 on average, just search Zillow median home price, you'll get a pretty good gist if it's good or not, right? Good to go. Next, identify your schedule. How many hours should we be putting into wholesaling? If I'm a betting man, you need to be, whatever you do, make sure you're above 10 hours. If you're not putting in at least 10 hours, you're done. Like, you're not going to get any deals. Government list, I would say lists, government list and earn lists. And then maybe AI lists. If you use X leads, those are actually stacked lists. They're pretty dang good. And they're only like 200 or 300 for the zip code. So I'd say do that. Marketing channels, I would stick to 3. Really, these are the power 3. This is the 3 that gets the most first deals. But again, cold calling. Texting. And reverse trying for dollars. Now, if somebody goes and tells you cold calling's dead, the reason they say, because cold call, if you go to X Leads and you pull the vacant property list, get a skip trace for free, and then you try calling it on a dialer, you're going to say cold calling sucks, it's dead, it's terrible. You're not going to be wrong. That's kind of a really important point here. Wholesaling in 2025 has greatly shifted a lot of things. And if you're doing it the old guru way, you are going to get guru results. When you do, I say this, when you do guru things, you get guru results. And you do not want to be a broke wholesaling guru. And then from there, number 5, we are going to then, once we identify these things, we are going to attack. Yes, we get to work. We start pushing. Spartans go, right? That's what we're doing, right? We have our sword. We charge into battle. Now, when you're charging into battle and you're attacking, it's really important to know if you're actually doing well or not. I kind of look at this like running a race. If you're running a 10-mile race, and I ask you, after an hour, how many miles did you run? How many miles are you at right now? And you say, I'm on mile 2. I'd be like, it took you an hour to go 2 miles? Like, this is not good. You need to be a little better on this. If you were at mile 9, I'd be like, there we go, buddy. Cool. Now, this is kind of what I call accountability. You need to be accountable to yourself and whatever. But accountable to yourself and really accountable to others. And so I'd go to zachdiscord.com, say, hey guys, did 50 calls today. I did 40 calls today. Here's my conversion rate. What do you guys think? Be in a community of other wholesalers. It costs $0 at all. zachdiscord.com. So if you want to stay accountable, go here to zachdiscord.com. Be pretty much good to go. zachdiscord.com. Squeaking. But yeah, zachdiscord.com. That's my Discord. We got almost 11,000 people in there, which is crazy to me. Then stay accountable with other fellow wholesalers. And then probably something most people don't do is they don't reassess. And this is something I ask a lot of people, but like track your numbers, track your KPIs, just track your information, right? So understand, okay, you made 2,000 cold calls. How many people out of those 2,000 picked up the phone? Well, Zach, I don't know. Okay. That's like running the race and you don't know how long, like doing that 10-mile race. And I ask you, how many miles have you ran after an hour? And you're like, I don't know how many miles I ran. Well, how do you know if you're going the right way? How do you know if you ran far enough or you're exceeding where you should? You don't know. And the problem is a lot of people are like, oh man, I really ran a lot. And you ran a mile. And some people's like, I'm not running enough. And you run like 9 miles, right? You don't know unless you track the numbers. It's very, very important. One analogy I could tell you is if you ever try to meditate, put a 10-minute timer right now after this video and try to meditate. I promise you after 2 minutes, it's gonna feel like 30 minutes. And some like meditating, it feels like it's an hour when it's 5 minutes or the other way around, right? Sometimes it goes 30 minutes and it takes like a minute, right? But like a lot, like you don't know, right? Because you can't really track time with your head. You don't like a brain clock. So it doesn't work. So track your information. Know how much you're doing, know if your output's good. And the reason why you want to track your numbers, and I think this is really important, is your chance of success, right? A lot of people want me to know, Zach, what's my odds of success? How do I know if I'm actually going to become successful or not? Like, how many calls to get a deal? Like, can you guarantee me I do this, I'll get a deal, right? Everyone wants a guarantee in life. And what I say is, because I'm funny sometimes, I say, okay, yeah, give me a guarantee. Everyone asks me, Zach, can you tell me exactly the perfect amount, like 10,496 calls to get a deal? And I always say this, I'm like, okay, you tell me the exact time and date when I die. Give me the date. Give me the date and time, because I want to know what should I do? Should I wholesale till I'm 30 years old? Am I going to die in a year? Should I not wholesale? Like, just tell me what date am I going to die at? And people look at me like, I don't know that. It's not. It could be a day. It could be 10 years. Kind of depends on what you do, Zach. I say it's an interesting philosophical question. So if you can't guarantee me how many more years I have to live, like, no, I can guess. If you live to the average of 80 years old, maybe you got 55 years. I don't know, maybe, right? Maybe you got 60, maybe it's 70, right? And it's a funny concept that it's like, yeah, nobody knows. We have an average, but it could be a lot less, could be a lot more. But one thing I could tell you is there is a correlation with how long you're going to live. There's also a correlation of when you're going to get a wholesaling deal, right? And there's really two axes that I like to look at here, right? And what I like to call this are inputs and outputs. I call it inputs, and then I call it outputs. If you really want to know what an output is, it is money made, right? Inputs is pretty basic, right? It's what we put into the business. And so what I have personally found is a very, very steep line, where it's like the average chance of success. What is the percent chance that I get money? What's the percent chance, right? If I want to actually get a chance of getting a deal, right? So this is a 100% chance the deal's done, and this is a 0% chance it's done. What I found is it is not like a curve of like that. It's more of a curve like this. And it's kind of funny, but like a lot of people think the curve is like it's a straight shot in the moon, but really it's kind of just like and this is very, very, very so similar to how you feel in wholesaling too. And if anybody in the chat that have start doing deals or have done deals, you're gonna be like, Zach, this is exactly how it feels. Because right here is the tipping point. This is about, I'd say 20 hours a week of work, really, when you just start compounding wins, right? That's really when things start compounding pretty high. And then, I can write this a lot better, but like, you know what I mean? So what you're gonna personally find here is at 5 hours a week, you're like, and this week you're like, I'm getting there. I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. It's like, I don't know what's going on. And then like you start, okay, well, I'm actually starting to get more leads. I'm figuring this thing out, and I get more experience, and boom, I got I got a deal, and then boom, and then you start doing well, right? And what I've personally found is this is how wholesaling works. This is how this whole business works. If you've ever done a deal, you'll find this is like, you just feel like you're getting nowhere right here, right? Like this is like a dead zone. But if you just keep going the path in wholesaling, it just keeps going up and up and up, and then you start doing deals, right? And you feel like you know everything in the beginning, but really, once you can consistently pull in 20-hour weeks in wholesaling, you start getting your skills talking to sellers, you start getting more leads, you know how to figure out leads, you start tracking the stats, you get better markets, better buyers, and you just start getting consistent wholesaling deals every dang month. And so whenever anybody asks me, it's like, yeah, there are people that get a deal putting 2 or 3 hours a week, 2 or 3 hours a week of work. There's people that do 40 hours that get nothing, right? A lot of it's variable, some of it's luck, but most of this is going to be just inputs. And the more inputs you put in, the more you go over here, the better chance you have at success. And you want to hit the curve the best way. And This is it. And this is government list, right? This is like, most people tell you a lot more. You're going to have to put a lot more outputs in here, but that's what you got to do to get a wholesaling deal. So if anybody asks me, if I'm starting out, I got no money, I got no effort, like what I'm going to do, I'm going to put at least 20 hours in and just keep putting the inputs in until I get the deal. I go to freewholesaling.com and how to learn wholesaling real estate for free. Start making money, wholesaling houses. Guys, wholesaling is easy. It is a simple process. All we have to do is put inputs in this business and we get the outputs. Do not expect to be working not a lot to get any deals. We have to put work in. But it's really important to work smart, not hard. If we work really smart, we get the deals and we get the success. So guys, go to freewholesaling.com. That's my free real estate wholesaling course. That is exactly how to get rich wholesaling real estate.